wanted to know about Presby and vertigo. So to me, this is a very weird neologism. Presby means the older, like presbycusis and presbyopia. So presbyvertigo is probably better described from a pathogenesis standpoint as a vestibulopathy, a presbyvestibulopathy. So that presbyopia, as an example, is what I have. So as I've gotten older, my lens is getting cataract and my accommodation is decreasing, and so I have to have bifocals in my glasses. So if you get older, you need increased reading aid because you're getting older. And that thing is called presbyopia, and that's why older people need reading glasses and progressives and bifocals. The same thing's happening in your ear, presbycusis, and presbycusis is age-related hearing loss. So the ear is being subjected to sounds and noises, and after it does that for years and years and years, especially if it's compounded by occupational exposure or loud noises or rock concerts, then you're going to have age-related decrement in your hearing. And that means both your vision and your hearing are going down, and so any kind of functional testing of both vision and hearing has to be age-matched. So when we take the Humphrey visual field, for example, you can't compare the visual field on a Humphrey of an 80-year-old against a 20-year-old, and if you don't put the age into the Humphrey and they're 80, they'll get an abnormal field. But is it normal for your age group? And that's called age-matched control. So we have to have data compared against age-matched controls because of Presby. And in your ear, the hearing part is the cochlear part, but the vestibular part of your ear also is suffering. The hair cell damage is happening there too. And so presbyvestibulopathy or presbyvertigo, a lot of elderly people get dizzy real easily. Most of the time, it's bilateral and symmetric, and so they don't get the nystagmus and the acute presentations, as opposed to the acute inner ear things like labyrinthitis and Meniere's disease, or BPPV, where there's an acute asymmetry between the two inputs. That's going to be symptomatic. However, it just goes down, you end up the same thing as presbycusis and presbyopia. You just notice your function is less, but on a day-to-day basis, you say this, I'm older. And so to me, this presbyvertigo is just the same thing that's happening in every part of your body. Presby is getting older everywhere. We just happen to have a name for it when it's your eye and your ear. And that means this age-related decrement in your function can produce symptoms like dizziness and vertigo in elderly people. They still need to work up for young people. We don't want to practice ageism, but a lot of times we end up with, it's because you're old. And that's what Presby means.